Hello, so in today's video, I'm going to open another ScrawlrBox. So I'm pretty sure this one's April's, which is 92. Yes, so let's get on with this. So let's do this. Dink. Right, okay. Oh, we've got an actual tinny thing, and there's more. So I was right, it's 92. Let's you know what? Let's see the featured artist. Let's see the feature. Oh, beautiful butterfly. Or is it a moth? It's gorgeous though. Look at them colours. Gorgeous. So this is by CandaceFincher. I just feel sorry for other people that feature artists and I have to say their name because I just can't say them. I'm sorry, but he, yeah. She, and I will put the links in the description below. And there's their gorgeous work there. She actually has an Etsy. Well, let me read this. So the story behind my art. People often ask me how I got started painting and why I paint so many insects. It is a beautiful story that I love to share. I've been painting for my entire life. I remember as a kid hearing my mother say that I like to work with my hands. I just love that, and I spent my entire life dabbling in different mediums but have always been drawn back to painting. She loves painting insects and stuff, and and then she's added florals in the background. So sometime a dear friend asked me to paint 2 paintings for her. She calls her 2 little sons beetles, and I remembered the beetles that I had painted. So she was such a sweet person, and as I was working on them I thought I'm just gonna add some flowers. That's lovely, that, isn't it? I'm just gonna add some flowers and it's gonna look gorgeous. But yeah, that's just how art is, isn't it? Let's just do this and see where it takes us. I still struggle with the idea of sharing my art publicly. Oh, but it's gorgeous. Sharing one's art online is very much like posting a diary photo. I agree there. Like, because I've done some really shocking, really bad stuff, and you just don't want to post it. But at the same time, that's just part of art. It's just part of growing. So, and then, however, I shared in spite of my apprehension. Oh, that's great. I'm so glad I did because the positive response was so refreshing and warming to my soul. A month or so later, I decided to enter my first art festival and had to literally go home and take art off the walls in order to have art for the second day. It was the most wonderfully amazing blessing. Being the mother of 3 young children, rounding the art show circuit. Rounding the art show circuit every weekend was not desirable, so I immediately thought of Etsy. That's great. I have an Etsy, by the way. She has an Etsy. There it is. I love selling my art on Etsy, and I've always been able to share my art with people all over the world, and I love the thought of my art being in so many different homes. That's great. That's like a whole thing. So we have paper. I always love the paper. This is thick paper, and there's 10 sheets as usual, and it's 3 GSM. Oh, but yes, so A5 as usual. Let's get on with the supplies. So we have a paintbrush that's never been used. Paintbrush. It is a ProArte Polar 31 neon thing. It's a paintbrush. I really wanna let's open this up and then we'll go back to that. Right, so there's the Metamorphosis. What does that remind you of? Mew Mew Power, is it? Metamorphosis. I'm pretty sure that's in Mew Mew Power. I might be drawing Mimi Power. There's the sticker. Absolutely love the sticker always. Here's the little sweetie. And we have Frisk latex. So this is masking fluid, a fine liner one. So it must be like a really diddy one. And they must be art. Like, let's just do it. Let's get these tiny little scissors. Yep, there we go. Let's see this. Ooh. And oh no! Oh, it's pencils. Wow, right. So I was totally wrong. It's not paints. Like, we have 5 pencils. We've got they're thick. They're big pencils. So we have a yellow, an orange, blue, green, and like a grey colour. Are these like watercolour pencils? They're called Albrecht. I didn't know. It's Germany. It's a Germany brand. Magnus. Are they the colour? Let's. Yeah, no, that's not the colour. Is that the colour? Is that like? These are gorgeous. Oh, so these ones are. I've got them. Wait, they might all have them. Just let me turn them around. All right, so this one's light yellow glaze 104. This one's a dark Cadmium orange 115. This one's a light ultramarine 140. Then we've got a dark Phthalo green 264, and then lastly we have warm grey V. Warm grey V, I love you. 274. So they must be like watercolour ones. That's cool. So we have, right, where are we? We have this, which is pencils. We have a brush, and we have Frisk. We have latex glue. Now, if you've seen one of my videos, which is the calendar one, I actually bought some of this. I bought a big finger. I did not have a good experience. It fell everywhere. It just and just dull. So hopefully this is better. Oh, but I might like, that's a nice little thingy too, so you should be able to like refill it, hopefully. So hopefully that big one that fell, I might be able to just refill it. Oh, I should be able to as well. This is cool. So obviously it's a bit stuck in some places, just dried. Air's got to it. That's just life. And then you've got a little, oh, wow, tiny. Oh, I'm scared of breaking it. Like, there's that tiny little thing there, and you put that in the middle of that hole. I don't know if you can see. In the middle of that hole. See? That, there we go. And then twirl. Oh, that's too delicate for me. I can do it though. I can do it. But obviously it's there so you don't have any spillage, so I should use it. Oh, it always stinks, this. So let's just put that on there. Oh, always gets everywhere, doesn't it? So we have that, and it's great. I am a bit cautious. I don't want to break this that. Oh, it's already. Oh, crap. Just shut it up. Let's just. Oh my god. There we go. Let's just leave that there, and let's move on to the scene. So, actually, let's move on to this, because I want to know what them pencils are. Are they? Yeah, they're watercolor pencils. I thought they would be because that was watercolor. I'm pretty sure. So it must, yeah, duh, watercolor. So yeah, so let's go through the zine. So this is the stuff that came inside the box. The chocolate, my gran used to give me them, the chocolate limes. I cannot wait to eat this now. Oh, I'll have to tell my mum. Oh, my gran, oh. So, there's CandaceFincher. Ta-da! And this whole page is great, just all the people that inspire her, artists, her work, and oh, I love this page, the techniques, love it because I always need the techniques to help me. So we have like to activate the pigment, so you can have dry and direct, wet nib, and then using the paintbrush, things to try, so wet and wet. The blending to do no streaks, drawing and sketching at the same time. I will have to read through that because that'll be a lot of help, and I have to try them all out with my book. Using this, so we've got her advice, so how the fluid works. Only use masking fluid on dry paper, and you can use on painted areas, but just be sure your paper is completely dry before applying the masking fluid. I've ruined lots of paintbrushes applying masking fluid, so instead of using, I know, yeah, I've ruined a brush. I've kept it just to use for masking fluids. I don't know, just it's still there, just yeah. But to make sure the hair. So instead of using a paintbrush, I like to apply masking fluids into a ruling pen. That's great, because that is good. That's good. I've ruined 2 brushes, and both brushes I've kept just in case I need to just. I'm like a hoarder. I don't like binning stuff, so I keep just in case I need to use it for like a really messy job again. Just yeah. I need to try and stop that. But yeah, they always come in handy. Oh, so this is the 90 ScrawlrBox. So that's what did we draw? A full, oh yes, I drew the whole. I just went wild. I was just like, mine was, yeah, more textural, yeah. These are gorgeous though. Oh, my little brother's gonna love that. The little dinosaur there. I'm gonna have to show him. And then we've got birds, them trees. I like that. I love that. And ooh, look at that. It's a person. It's a person, and oh, I know what it is now. Oh my god, that's well cool. So it looks like a baby breastfeeding, and the tree is can you say and I should be. Do you know? Yeah, that's where they suck to get the milk. That's well cute. That's amazing. Like, how's that not in the top 3? That's great. Amy May drew that. That's great. I love that. That's great. Like, that's cool. Like, here's the top 3. So, oh, cool. So the top 3 drew for a couple, but that's nice. And then they have the one there's the kitty catty one, and that. So great. Oh. And to die for, so I think this is about bugs and your colours. So this is about colours and stuff like that. So they're talking about purple and pigments and stuff. So cool. I can't get over that. That's a great image. It's a great drawing. So I'll be back and I will read these and we'll try them out in my sketchbook. I can't wait. This is going to be cool. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. So I haven't opened this up in a while, so because I've been doing other projects, so let's go back to ScrawlrBox. So I remember this. Yeah, this is wow, it got stuck there. This is Frisk, yeah, Frisk. And then we've got some pencils and a paintbrush and paper. So, and it's the don't laugh at me. The lovely colours. The theme was metamorphosis, so it was like butterflies and stuff. But I was thinking of something else, and I really wanted to like use this to do lines and God knows what. And oh my god, it's spilling out. We two products do not get along. It goes everywhere. So this is ScrawlrBox 92. You'll probably know that because for you it was the seconds ago. For me it was months. So we have these colours. So I'm going to test these colours out and we'll try and do something. And we will do these things to try. So dry, direct, wet nib, and then with the paintbrush. So this is going to be cool. And then the blending. Let's try this out. So let's do this. So, so this is the 92 ScrawlrBox. Caden,
Yes.
Can you get me a cup of water, please?
Yes.
So, this is, you cannot see. Ugh. Can you, oh crap. Thank you, Caden. So that's direct dry. Now the green. They like to ping everywhere. They're great colours. They feel good. They feel good. You're gonna need to sharpen. You'll need like the two sharpening bit where you've got one small one, one big one. These will obviously use the bigger side.
So, join it now.
You can get it, me please, if you know where one is. Now we're gonna do one with a wet nib. So we're gonna dip that in there. They are, like, yeah. Ooh, ooh, that was nice. It just, when it's wet, it slides straight on. That's well nice. Oh, the colour as well. I'm gonna do that little dip again. Another dip.
Found it. I found two, but they're not one big and one small.
It's all, yeah, great. And then we're gonna orange. Oh, I like the orange when it's been wet nibbed. Ooh, it literally goes on so smooth. I can't say how much smoother it goes on. Now with the paintbrush.
Say, can I sharpen it?
Not right now. You don't need sharpening now. But when you do,
Just call my name out.
I will.
Then
So with the paintbrush,
That colour looks like darkness.
Yeah.
The green looks dead nice.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you want me to get that?
It's alright, darling.
Do you want me to start sharpening the green one?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Nice. The green proper poppy, like it pops out. I don't know if I've used a bit more of the green than the blue, but that seemed to pop out better than the blue. The orange is quite nice.
Just got it there. I'll put everything.
And then lastly, yellow.
Yellow, my favourite colour.
There we go. Now I'm gonna put this on the fits thing, and then we'll paint over it. Once it's dried, we are going to wait and let it dry.
What the heck? That's definitely awkward. Yeah. The way you sound it, it sounds like a pen. Why the hell is it doing like dots? Are you doing dots?
I'm doing dots.
Can I do dots?
Go on, you can do one or two dots there, around there. Yeah. So would you want to blend green and orange?
Yeah. I'll
Get me the orange then.
green.
Right, and this is how I think you'd blend them together. You just...
And I'll scribble over the green too. Ooh, blend. You can see the orange is starting to like pink up.
Yeah. Now, we're going to try and do the blend in the exact same colours. No, different colours. Let's try
Yellow. Yellow.
yellow and grey.
Yellow and blue.
I'm going to try yellow, and I'm thinking yellow and grey.
Yeah.
But
And
we're
then
going to do it
Yeah.
wet nib.
Wet nib.
Wet nib.
What's that?
So, wet the nib. So we're going to dip carefully in there. I know, yeah.
That's bright yellow.
Yeah. And then...
Red.
Now, I want to try with the blue.
Yeah.
I want to just like wet the page.
You can see the grey starting to turn into yellow a bit.
Yeah. Now wet the page, and then we're going to colour the blue over it. So that's going to be our tester.
Test it. Look. Those dots.
And then maybe wet it again.
1, 6. Put 6 dots.
Now, I don't know when this dries. I know it's not dried now.
Yeah. Let's see if it goes through the page.
We're going to leave that,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to...
Let it dry.
I'm going to try and figure out ideas of what I'd like to draw.
I know.
What?
A dolphin.
A dolphin. Do you know what? I really want to try and do a person as well. And the weather, that's pretty cool. So maybe do like a sun person. I know, yeah, just weather. So like, and then people.
Weather people.
Yeah, so like, I'm thinking this one, the yellowy one, obviously a sun. And then, you alright there, Kaden?
Yeah.
Ooh, did
What?
something there.
Ooh.
Touched that.
Ooh.
We're not going to touch that again. So I'm thinking yellow can be like summer.
Sun. Yay.
Yeah. Orange could be like an autumn. That's supposed to be a leaf.
See. Oh.
Oh, this can be the winter.
Yeah. And that can be the rain too. You need some weather.
And then, whoa, each one has its own thingy. Like, you have, so the seasons. There's 4 seasons. That's it. So you have... So summer...
Snowy.
Spring. So spring is like flowers, leaves. I don't know. Spring is normally when like there's actually, oh yes, Shelley's there. So I'm thinking spring can have like actual flowers drawing off her. A bit like blue when you can have like a twig coming off of him and she has like flowers around her, wrapped around her, and then so that's a her, because I'm thinking of doing two girls, 2 boys, trying to draw men a bit more. So we'll have
Spring.
Yes, thank you. Spring, the female. Oh, I don't know. I don't like that at all. But so we're gonna have that, and then
That's an ugly person.
thanks. Then we're gonna have summer. I really want to do summer as a
the person
a female. I want to do winter as a male. So I'm thinking summer, a female,
Jade.
and
A sun shining down on it.
well, I want her to have like maybe a headband, and you know, like the Mickey ears.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, you know, Mickey Mouse headband.
Minnie.
No, the Mickey Mouse headband ears.
Yeah.
Then I want it kind of like that, but just maybe your hair.
Yeah.
Be in the shape of the sun.
Yeah, that's
or just on one side.
Yeah.
The shape of the sun, and obviously wearing the clothes like summer. So something that's warmish. Like I'm feeling like jumpsuity. What are they? Like what?
What? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say it. Like overalls, the top like overalls, an overall skirt thing.
On a different top.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Bit like that. Right? And then with the top. So that's summer.
Yes.
And then winter.
Winter.
Is a male.
So you're going to do a male.
I'm going to do a male as winter. And he's going to be like wrapped up. wrap top, scarf, and what can I make that makes him more wintry?
I know.
I want his hands like that.
I know what you could do for wintry.
What?
Mittens.
Yeah, like he's gonna have scarf and mittens. And his face, we can have a winter. I want winter. We'll have like the frost behind him, like that. Yeah. Yes. So that's winter. And autumn, again, I said male. So,
male, yeah.
Yeah. So autumn, male, and that's when things are orange and stuff are falling off, leaves. But what can I do for the orange guy?
It even says paint on it.
Yeah. So the orange, again, it's gonna be a guy. Hello, it's voiceover me. After that bad cut, my battery died. It was battery exhausted. So I carried on a couple of days later doing some more sketches of some different things. And again, my theme was still trying to do like the weather kind of people. So I was trying to do like spring, autumn, summer, and winter. So I was looking on Pinterest on different references, and I saw some really nice ones of like, you know, females at summer wise in, you know, with hats around sunflowers. So I was drawing some of them, and I also liked the drawings or the sketches with the actual pencil. So I thought that was pretty cool of me trying to do that. And I also liked, when I was thinking this through, I was also thinking of layout in a sense of I wanted some standing, some sitting. So I was thinking maybe the like autumny spring one, the ones that I thought would be spring, I was thinking of maybe having a girl sitting down, and I also had like a male in autumn with like a nice hoodie, and he was like sketched out in orange, as you can see, and each color was supposed to represent a different weather, a different, what are they, a different season. So, but at this point, because this is when this video kind of takes a detour, is my mum and dad went into hospital. Nothing bad. We have an addition to our family, a little boy called Kai, and if you have seen my social medias, at this point in time, he was the thing I drew the most. I drew him all the time, and these pencils were great because I was able to take them into the hospital with my sketchbook and actually sketch out drawings of him. So I absolutely love these pencils because they kind of remind me of him now, and the drawing him was really fun. Because he was in NICU for a good couple of weeks. Everything's fine now. He's home and he's noisy and fine as ever. He's great, and I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but if you can, he's there. But yeah, so I just did some drawings of him mostly. So as this goes on, it'll take a really big detour, but I'll try and go back to this idea of the seasons. So as I was saying, as the layout bit, I wanted to have some sat up, some stood up. So I had the one in blue, the winter. I looked at a reference with a male sat on some rocks, like with snowy vibe. And I also saw a female, and she was holding like a bouquet of flowers, and I quite liked that as well, and she looks really nice. And yeah, and then I got sidetracked again, and I think I started to draw Groot at one point because he's on my page that I can see now. So yeah. So then after doing them sketches, I decided to get straight onto trying to do a drawing, which was, but first before doing that, which is a good choice to, which is a good option or good thing to do. Bless you. Bless you. Sorry, which is a good thing to do is always check the supplies on the actual piece that you are working with. So these pencils worked great with this paper, obviously, because it was the paper that was supposed to be in the which was the paper inside the box. It was great, and I also love this Frisk tool thing. It's great. Like, I have a lot more control over it. Not as much as you'd expect, but a lot more control than with a paintbrush. So I love this tool, and I'm so glad it came inside this box. And I get on to some of the sketches that I want to do. And like I said, I'm trying to still go for the seasons. So for this piece, I do 2 final pieces. And I think you'll get which one is probably my favorite just by the final turnout. But yeah, so yeah, just carry on, please carry on watching this and you'll see. But I'm still going for the whole seasons thing, but it kind of changes because I was thinking of maybe having spring and winter as adults and then summer and autumn as like little as little children. So I was thinking of doing like a male female for each, a male and female for one for the autumns, and each one being partnered with their opposite sex and their season, if you get what I mean. I think that was complicated than I originally. It's not as complicated as I'm trying to explain. I don't know why it's complicated. I'm just a complicated person. But I do the watercolors and I test the pencils out, just the pencils dry, and I also test it out using a paintbrush. And I have done a few tests in my sketchbook with these pencils. And like I was saying, I was drawing my little brother a lot, and when I do a sketchbook tour, you'll know what I'm talking about when I get to this point. But I draw him a lot as normal just pencils, but I also have done one where I've added water, so I've kind of messed around with these pencils a lot off camera and I love them. So first doing this, which I was thinking of doing this as a test piece, like a test drawing, and I was going through it, and this is me trying to draw my little brother Kai, one of the pictures that I have of him. And like I said, this was just a test drawing to just test out the colours, how they blend on this paper and stuff like that. But in the end, it becomes one of the best final pieces that I've done, and I absolutely love this. I hope that you'll understand what I'm talking about when it comes. I really do think this is probably one of my best drawings wise from an actual picture, in a sense, if you get what I mean. But I do the shapes for the image and then I refine those shapes and start refining it and adding different colours for different things. So I was thinking for actual Kai, the baby, I was thinking of having just normal, not normal, but orange. And then for the arm that's holding Kai, green. And then for the blanket was a bluey colour, and then I could add like yellows and the black as different tones and like layer them up gradually. So as I'm adding details here and there, I decided to add a little bit of water using, I think this is the brush that came with this. If it's not, it's probably from a different ScrawlrBox. But this was a really gorgeous brush to use for this piece, and I was able to add bits of water to add shading, and I absolutely love this. I thought it was great, and it was also good to add water to the pencil, and I was able to dip the pencil in and then deepen some of the actual colour a little bit more on some stuff. And I added some of that Frisk liquid latex to the parts that I wanted to stay white. and I let that dry, and I slowly add that to different places as well. So you see me adding it to the arm, because at that point they're wearing like a hospital gowny thing, and I add it to other things to try and create texture, especially to the blanket. And I dot it around everywhere, to be honest. I try and use it a lot to see how to handle it, which I quite like. Just to let people know what's a thingy. The thing coming from his mouth and thingy is an oxygen thing. He was really bad with oxygen, and he had to have oxygen, up his nose, or at that point maybe that was a feeding tube. He was tiny. Well, he wasn't tiny actually. He was one of the biggest babies in there, but he was difficult basically, and that, just in case people are like, what's that out coming out of his nose, is that supposed to be there? It's part of the picture. It's something to do like with hospitals, and if you are a nurse and you see this, maybe you can help me out. But it was a feeding tube, I'm pretty sure, or like it was something that he needed. But I know it wasn't the oxygen thing, because that goes into both noses. Like I said, I might pop up another sketch of his nose that I've done, which actually has an oxygen going out of it. But yeah, let's go to the second piece. So the second piece that I did, that was more of what I was going for at the start of this video, was the seasons. And I decided to split this piece of paper into 4 different sections. And I wanted to have the backgrounds as, what do you call it, I wanted the backgrounds to show which season it was. So I split it up into 4 sections, and I had sun on one side, falling leaves, the second one that I do, and then the third one is snowflakes. And then I'm trying to find out what spring is, and spring is leaves again, but I was able to kind of, what do I call it, I was able to separate them more with colour. So I let that liquid latex dry, and while I'm letting it dry, I'm looking over the back over on the test piece and going over the liquid latex and trying to find out ways to actually work with that when it's dried up, because I've never really worked with it in a proper way before, other than the calendar, and we all know how badly that turned out. But yeah, I not that I don't like the calendar piece, but yeah, anyway, this is the actual piece I actually work with actual drawing. So when I did this, I was able to colour the box outline and then use water to fan out the colour, so it was nice, light and simple. It was not too much colour in the background. So then when I did actually draw the character on top, it wasn't too much like in your face. I was able to develop shades and colours on top of that. Also looking back, I didn't use leaves for spring. I used flowers for spring, the sunshine for summer, I used falling leaves for autumn, and I used snowflakes for winter. And to do this, I did the spring, and then I did diagonal autumn, just in case there was any bleed between each colours, because I wanted them all to be separate colours, each one having their own coloured section. So yes, I hoped you liked this, and I hope that there was some new things, at least a little bit, you could see me trying to learn. So after doing the 4 sections and letting it dry, I go back to Kai's drawing and start adding more details and depth to that drawing. I'm trying to focus a little bit more on his mid-face, in the middle of his face, like his eyes and nose. I have they look black right now because I have put a bit of that liquid latex at Frisk. Am I saying that right? Frisk? On his eye. So it looks black right now, but that will be bright white, hopefully. So I add a bit of colour to his cheeks, and I start to add a little bit of black to some of the places, because like I said, I wanted each little bit to have its main colour, and the black and yellow to add a little bit of extra colour. So I tried to do his hands, or at least try to add a little bit more shading to places where it needs to be, like, you know, darkening up places. And his arm gets a little bit messed somewhere along the lines. It's just a bit messy. But I am trying my best with hands, so I'm trying. But I go back and forth between the face and body and then the blanket. So I try to add more layers and colour to the blanket, because as I've said, I have added dots of Frisk to that. So when that comes off, there'll be some texture there. I'm pretty sure. And I realised that I left a gap. I don't know how, but I realised that, and I fill that in with the green. And the green on his the bit closer to you, it's got a hospital gown. So in UK, the hospital gowns are more of like diamondy thingy patterned, basically. So I'm just trying to do that sort of pattern, and then the other side of it is his arm. And as I'm letting that dry, I go back to my seasons piece. So I'm going back and forth between both pieces to try and have patience, because this is one thing I really need help with, is my patience. So using these two, I'm able to patience myself, if that makes sense. So I rub off the excess whatever it is for Frisk to reveal the white. And I can't believe this, and I don't know where it came from, but there is a little bit of green in the yellow, and I did try to fix that by wiping it out and adding a lot of yellow on there. So it's a little bit fixed, but it does sort itself out later on because I draw over that. And at this point, you could probably already see the dedication I'm putting in on Kai's picture compared to this one. It's a bit different, but I do try. I add, I find some, what they call, reference pictures from Pinterest. I find some reference pictures of Pinterest, and I try and draw them. I do draw them a lot more cartoonish, so it's not that I'm more thingy onto Kai's drawing. It's just each drawing is different. So with the seasons one, I try and have it a bit more cartoonish, whereas with Kai's, I'm trying to draw it more realistic. If you that's understand, I get it. Yeah, we should. Yeah. So with these ones as well, I'm only adding the colour to each section part. So what I'm trying to say is that I love both of them, but each one has a different art style. And I like the art style of Kai's a little bit better with these pencils. Maybe I should retry again, like the seasons thing. But do you know what? I actually quite like a few of these, like these drawings. I liked making these pictures toonified, and I liked trying to do the female features and the childish features. However, I do think that my male still looks like a child. My adult male, sorry, still looks like a child if you watch it and stuff. So, but between all this, I am adding the Frisk to let it dry, and then I will start on the next one. So the green one is autumn. Sorry, the green one is spring, and that was the adult female, and I tried to make her like a queen, with like a twig crown and lovely long hair and stuff. And then I made the yellow one, which was summer, and that was a little girl, and I tried to make space buns and, you know, big ears and big eyes and smile. And then the orange is autumn, and that was the child, the male child, wearing a raincoat. And then I did an adult male for winter wearing a hat and stuff, and I tried to make his face and features a lot more square over the female's features more round. I added the black to all of them, so that was the only other colour I added, if you count that, to the images. So each one had their own colour, but with black added to it. And then I used the water to add a little bit more shading and stuff like that. And then the Frisk to put in the whites in their eyes and stuff. And it was really nice. I quite liked it. And as you just saw earlier, I was wiping off the extra Frisk off Kai's image. Off the arm and stuff, and you'll be able to see that a lot better later very soon. But I'm adding like the finished details to this piece because at this point I'm pretty much finished with Kai's, and I really want to get this one down. What I'm a bit thinking of is that with the yellow, I feel like the black colour really shone. But I like how I just added it to the hair and eyes and a tiny, tiny little bit to the skin. And it looks really nice. And I really like the orange guy because that's how I was able to add more cheeks. And I learned that from the yellow. But you can't really see it on the yellow because it's so bright. So you're able to see it on the orange because it's a bit darker. And thankfully, I had a little bit more to the male, the blue. And if you noticed that the diagonal from each other is like the adults and stuff, so the green and blue, they're adults, and the yellow and orange are children. That was my little thing. I tried to also add like a pattern to the hat by adding the Frisk thing. I don't know if that really shone, but I quite like it, and I tried to add it to the scarf as well. I think out of the 4 of this one, my least favourite is probably the blue. And my favourite is probably the orange or the yellow. But I like all of them. Do you know what I like? It's hard to tell because I like all of them for their own individual thing. They taught me stuff and how to use it a lot better, which I'm really happy with. But now that we're getting to the end of this video, I hope that you liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please watch for more. So yeah, please watch for more. Also, comment below which one do you like out of these 4, and also which one do you prefer drawing wise. Do you like the Kai drawing or do you like the seasons drawing? Also, stay tuned for the rest of this video because you'll see everything that's inside of this ScrawlrBox 92. Here it is. Also the finished drawings. There's my lovely, beautiful Kai. And also the seasons. And also you will see you see how I put away all of the stuff that I get from the ScrawlrBoxes. So I hope that you have a good day. Goodbye.